This woman is dangerous, reckless, and far too carefree. Power that even weapons. Solari. Interesting. What the hell is this crazy woman up to? Time to earn our paycheck. See you soon. Yeah, I will.
Yo, what's up, everybody? We are live for episode number 28. 28, that is, of almost said for Canon's sake, but this isn't for Canon's sake. This is Ripping the Silverback that we are live for, of course, as always, joined by my co-host, the Silverback himself. Man, how you doing?
I'm good. Well, I'm not good. I'm trying to watch the Acolyte, and it's really hard because it's really, really bad. Surprise.
Well, we'll be talking about that. We're going to talk about the state of entertainment and what that means for sure for Star Wars and all of that good stuff. So just some quick updates for you guys, at least for me. Appreciate, obviously, all the support for the Ira #1 campaign. It was amazing. Early reviews are coming in. People are loving it. I love to see that. We are now officially through day number 2. As far as orders are concerned, all of those are out of the door. So we are moving pretty quickly. We'll see kind of where we're at going into the end of the week as far as what day we're going to be on. I'll let you guys know that. Of course, this weekend, it's a big weekend where we'll be having our massive meetup here at the Boozy Bird. Be sure to sign up, RSVP, if you have not already. Make sure you do that. You can join myself, of course, the rippaverse team, as well as Gary from Nerd Erotic. We got members of G&G that are going to be there. We have, of course, who else? Quarter Black Garrett. We got Comics Division, Craig from Side Scrollers, Melody Mac. It's going to be a great time. So be sure to be there. It's going to be fun. It's going to be food. It's going to be a bunch of hangouts. We're going to have all of our items there as well. So if you want to go buy even Yara, you can get it while you're there this upcoming Saturday. So thanks to you all for the support. We will be doing a spoiler talk stream eventually. Let's just see where we're at with these orders being out. But I anticipate maybe sometime at the end of next week, we should be able to do that because we will be through all of them, if not most of them by sometime this time next week. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. I know everybody's excited for it. I'm excited. I'm anxious to talk. I love actually doing spoiler talk stuff and really talking about obviously stories that I didn't write because I get nerd out about it. There you go. He's holding them up right there. I actually have the collector's edition of the Rippaverse as well right here for you guys that got in on that. Getting some interesting. Actually, a lot of people are into the whole salvage thing, and let's keep hearing it. Let's keep hearing that feedback. Bart Sear says he's down. We've already discussed it. So keep giving us the feedback. We want to hear it. And again, we will talk spoilers soon enough. We will get to nerd out about that stuff. So give us some time. Just let everybody get their order so they can have a chance to read it, and then we'll talk spoilers and all that. Okay, guys, I want to get right into the show. Obviously, what's dominating entertainment right now is a lot of the conversations that's happening surrounding Star Wars and Acolyte. Now, as has already said that he's struggling to get through it. But before we get into actually what's going on in Acolyte, we will go through that and we'll get asked to update us on everything that's happening. I want to first watch this video together. I'm not even going to set it up. I'm not going to set the scene. Let's just watch it together and we'll get our reactions here. Let's check it out.
I want to ask you both because this is, I would say, arguably the gayest Star Wars, I think, by a considerable margin. And are you excited about that? Are you
Not the
bracing
gayest
yourself?
Star Wars. Not the.
It's pretty gay. Let's be honest.
I agree.
Leslie, how do you feel?
Am I gay?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, no, I know
Yeah.
you are gay, but I'm asking, are you excited about putting this, this is going to be a talking point.
Is it going to be a talking point?
I'm sure some.
Because nerds are gay.
Well,
Yeah.
some nerds are very not gay and are very threatened by gay
Well, that's
stuff.
true. But
Yeah.
in my world, nerds are gay.
Okay. Was this the fun element of it?
No, I don't think so. And yet people have told me that it's the gayest Star Wars, and I'm frankly
You're offended?
into
You should
it.
be-
No.
I think that Star Wars is so
All right,
real.
let's pause it. We're going to continue on. I just want a quick thoughts here. Does this feel like Star Wars? Like right now that we're talking, like the way this interview is going so far, does this feel like a Star Wars interview?
No, it feels like an interview that's been conducted at the Blue Oyster Bar.
My thoughts exactly. Let's finish it out and then we'll really have a conversation about it all.
Okay.
I mean, have you seen the fits? We'd be like, look how gay this is, and then send each other a reference photo.
And are you telling me with a straight face that C-3PO is straight?
They're a couple. That's what I think.
He's a droid.
This is more outward.
I think it's canon that R2-D2 is a lesbian.
Oh,
Ooh.
interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Ask Filoni. Okay.
Ask for
Can you
one.
imagine?
Yeah, talk to Filoni.
All right, that came from the Rap. By the way, I guess who were they? Yeah, the Rap was the one that actually talked about this and discussed it. So, first thoughts there. As before I give you mine, because I know we had to struggle through that. I can really only give you my kind of just general thoughts on this. But I will let you go first. You see that before you go to watch Acolyte, which we'll get into the actual details of the show. But just from a promotional standpoint, you're getting stoked. I know you're not literally getting stoked on Acolyte, but you get what I'm saying. The whole
I think
point
if
of
I was
doing
on stat, somebody would try to stoke me. Yes.
what I'm saying is the whole point of the press tours that they do is to get people enthusiastic about the Acolyte, right? And that's the wole point.
Yeah.
So what is your takeaway there when you hear them discussing that in the manner that they're discussing it? What's the first takeaway that you get?
Well, my response to that on Twitter was pathetic. If I could go a little bit further than just pathetic, it just shows the rampant narcissism and lack of actual any care or respect for the franchise, for the characters, for the fans, and it's just a demonstration of inserting your own politics because of your rampant narcissism. That's what I see. I see a couple of children, pathetic children that have been given a wonderful property to look after, and all they can do is say, hey, let's turn it into me, because I am the center of my own universe and everything should revolve around me. Look, I've gayed up Star Wars. Star Wars is gay now. Get with the program. If you don't like gays, then gay off, because we're gay. Gay, 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 gay.
Yeah. This is my takeaway from that. I mean, obviously, if you are a Star Wars fan, I think you're going to feel in a similar way to how Ass feels, right? And I'm just looking at it outside looking in, just from a marketing perspective. I mean, it just almost is like, I generally don't like to use the term tone deaf. I don't. But you think that they are totally aware of the general landscape of entertainment right now, how a lot of people are kind of sick of this stuff, and just what
Not
people
their
are
money.
saying. Well, yeah, also, but how people feel about Star Wars in general. And we talked about that last show, that point that you just made. It's not their money, right? It's no skin in the game. That was the general theme of the segment that we discussed. And I think that's it. It's another gig. Do they actually care about it, or is it more of just a platform or a stepping stool to, I guess, try to validate kind of their overall worldview? Like, and that's just the Star Wars here is just a vehicle for them to be able to do that. Obviously, that's the feeling I get. But I also think that, I understand where people have some sort of, they want to be white pilled. They want to like, okay, it's really, really bad right now. It can't possibly get worse. And then they come out with something like Acolyte, which, remember, this is following, if you're considering Disney as well, this is following some pretty epic failures that they've had. And it's all for the similar reason. So you would think everybody's on the same page. We're going into the marketing. This cannot be the primary focus, or this can't be kind of one of our major talking points. We cannot do that. It has bit us in the ass before. We can't possibly go that route again. But I don't get that feeling at all. And I almost feel like, well, for Disney, the worst has yet to come, because it's not even, we're not even at triple down here. We're at what, quintupling perhaps down on. No, it's about the social justice element. It's about the sexuality element. This is still what Star Wars and what we're going to be hyper emphasizing going into the future with our shows and potentially maybe movies as they come out. But it's really bizarre. And it's hard to imagine that despite coming off of those epic failures, it's still the same. Like, I don't get a feeling that there's been any sort of adjustment back office or with their teams or anything. I don't get that feeling at all. I think they're still like, yeah, all is good.
I've maintained from day one that Disney are going down with this ship, and they will. They will go down with this DIE social justice. Let's get kids zipper-titting every opportunity. They're gonna go down. They're gonna go down that route. They ain't changing. Iger has opened his mouth multiple times. There has been zero change in terms of the product that they're putting out, zero change in the targeting of the kids, zero change in the not so gay agenda, which they admitted to, which was leaked out. Zero change whatsoever. Within the first 15 minutes of the first episode, we find out that the main protagonist was brought up by two mums. In episode 3, which hasn't come out yet, in episode 4, we're going to discover that Leslie Headland has made the Force be created by two Force-using women, or two women created the Force by scissoring, I guess. That's how the Force manifested, by lesbian sex. The Force is female, Eric. And by female, I mean a lesbian. Do you like Star Wars? Do you remember Star Wars? I don't. I don't got a fucking clue.
I'm at a loss for words, man. I really don't understand it. Other than, I mean, yeah, they believe that they have unlimited money.
Yeah.
And we've seen that they don't. I mean, they've made their adjustments, they've cut their jobs, and still it looks like it's not enough. It's like it's still the same thing. So maybe we take it to the other franchises. Are you convinced? I mean, I'm not, definitely after seeing Acolyte, even though it's a different franchise, it's still under the Disney brand. But I'm not convinced that these reshoots, for example, that they're going to do with, let's say, Captain America, are going to change anything in regards to the agenda. If it is to be present, I'm not convinced that any of those changes have anything to do with that. Is what I guess the point that I'm making, because it still seems that they're going to double, triple, quadruple down on the same thing. And I just can't possibly, because even then, while I'm not convinced that they're going to change, don't get me wrong, I would think at least their brakes will be pumped. Like, okay, this has not worked for us. We probably should adjust slightly. Doesn't mean that they're going to kick out all the agenda altogether, but they're going to at least make some sort of adjustment. And no, it's as bad as it's ever been, if not worse. The guy opens up generally with no correction. He says, yeah, and you know all that stuff approved, as you know, they know all the questions and stuff that they're going to get before they appear, right? Like, you know, that's how generally this stuff.
That's how press junkets work.
Yeah, that's how generally it goes. They know that's going to be a question. So he comes out and just flat out says, so I guess, and all of them are on board. And he's like,
the gay guy asked the gay question about the gay thing to the gay people because gay.
Yeah, and it's like he says the gayest Star Wars, arguably the gayest Star Wars ever. And
but you notice what the other woman said? The they them, the woman that's clearly a woman that identifies as they them because they're a narcissistical bitch. Do you notice how they said, in my world, geeks are gay? And he said, well, actually, there's probably a lot of geeks that are really scared of that term. People aren't scared of the term gay, particularly modern day. By modern day, I mean the last fucking 50 years. You know, nobody's scared of the word gay or gay people. What we're sick and tired of is everything being plowed in to such a minuscule percentage of people being overrepresented in a gross way to distort reality, to push your identity politics. So we're sick and tired of everything we go into. This show. Okay, we're just going to get a regular show. I just want a regular show with characters. Okay, so we're going to go over here and we're going to infiltrate this. Okay, so far so good. I want you, Vasquez. I want you to go over there, and I want you, Domingo. I want you to go over there. Okay, and then Domingo turns around and goes, "God, I hope my boyfriend. I hope he's okay. I hope I make it back home to see my boyfriend again." And he's just like, oh. Can we just get on with shit? Yeah. It's in everything. And X-Men, at the end of X-Men, Verbal Riot, love Verbal Riot. He said it made sense that this guy that could shapeshift and change identities. It made sense that he could have homosexual feelings towards Wolverine. And he said, so it made sense. So, people are like, oh, God, here we go again. But it made sense. And my reaction to Verbal Riot was, it doesn't matter that it makes sense because everyone's ruined it outside of that. Because the gazillion times where it wasn't needed, where it was forced in, where it didn't make sense, that's the problem. So
and even then, it's still cliche. I mean, it's like,
of course it's cliche.
Why are we still doing this whole, just because they shapeshift, they're gay? Like, or there's something like that's so corny, man. Like, I don't know, man. That's just me.
It is corny. It is cliche, but TV, film, it's run on cliches, to be honest.
True. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It's so you know, maybe, albeit maybe struggling
struggling to find a white man in it.
Acolyte, first thoughts.
I am 20 minutes into the first episode. It's taking me over an hour to get to this position. I'm having to pause
so
it.
an hour to
go
get
away.
through 20 minutes.
And do you know what, Eric? Hand on heart, hope to die. I have it running at 1.5 speed. So that 20 minutes of the show is 12 and a half minutes or whatever it is. 15, whatever it is, 15 minutes, whatever. I am having to pause it. I'm having to go and I'll just go put some laundry on. I'll go put some dishes in the machine. Oh, I'll flat pack these boxes and put them outside. Oh, I'll put my man into his little acrylic case. I'll do all these things, and then you go back and you watch another 2 minutes. You're just like, fuck this shit, and then you stop it again, and then you go off and do something else. It's almost impossible to watch due to the dialogue is appalling. It starts off with they them walking into a typical Star Wars bar. We all know what a typical Star Wars bar now looks like. It's like a saloon from a Western, but with aliens. This 5 foot fucking nothing bint walking up to a table with a Jedi Master and a bunch of other people, and she just goes, "Master so-and-so, so-and-so," and it's Trinity from The Matrix. And she's like, "Yes, my child." And she's like, "Fight me." And then everyone just, and she's like, "No." And then she's like, "Come on, fight me, hit me." And then everyone just starts laughing on the table, and I'm just already cringing at how fucking bad this dialogue is. And then this little 5 foot nothing girl just takes out all these aliens. Then Trinity joins in the fight. And we have this choreographed, type of fight, which goes on for like 6 minutes. And then we find out that Trinity is a terrible Jedi that has got a lightsaber in one hand, and she throws a dagger at another patron in the bar to try and put Carrie-Anne off, and is Carrie-Anne Moss off. So instead of Carrie-Anne Moss just going douche to grab that and make sure that she's prepared, she just turns all her attention to stop this little tiny dagger with the Force, and then gets another dagger stuck in her chest, her heart, and dies. And I'm just like, God, that Jedi deserved to die. She was fucking garbage. Absolutely fucking garbage. You couldn't just go like that with one hand and fucking even Force push with the other. We've seen it done a million times with other Jedi in other fucking programming. But no, you had to use all your fucking power to stop a tiny little dagger. And then halfway through the fight, they've been fighting. She's trying to fucking kill her at every opportunity. And Carrie-Anne Moss can kill her at one point. She doesn't. She pulls down a little mask, which is only covering here. Only covering there. So her hair's all out. She can see her eyes and everything. She pulls down the mask and goes, "It's you." How did you not recognize her then in the first place? But not only that, she pulls down the fucking mask and goes, "It's you. What? Why are you here?" And she's like, "I'm here to kill you." I'm like, no shit. You've been fighting for 5 fucking minutes. Trying to stab her, trying to throw fucking daggers, trying to kill her. And she's like, "What are you trying to do?" "I'm trying to kill you." This is dialogue. This is fucking dialogue for today. And then we cut to the same little girl, but this time she's waking up in a spaceship. Exact same hair as the other one. Acts completely different to the other one. Oh, this is clearly her sister. I mean, we already know that. We already know it's an identical twin because this is about twins. This is so blatantly obvious. And then a little fire starts on the outside of the ship. And I'm like, wait a minute, how's there a little fire on the outside of a ship in space where there's no oxygen that's flickering away as if there is a breeze, a wind? How?
Makes sense to me, yeah.
And then she looks at the fire and she has these voices in her head. "Oh my God, flashback to when you were a kid. And oh my God, they're dying. Oh my God." And then this Jedi appears on the ship. 2 Jedi and his Padawan appear on the ship. And she says, "Oh, thank God you're not white." And he says, "Yeah, I'm brown Jedi." I'm just going to dump some really horrendous exposition. Oh yes, your mothers died, or your mothers died, or your villagers died, or your family died in that place all those years ago. I'm just like, that's a fucking weird thing to say. That's a really weird thing to say. Hi, Eric. How you doing? You're the guy whose grandfather died and is buried in that place that you used that, fucking motivation to create the character item. That's you, isn't it, Eric? And you're like,
What?
what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, isn't this how we exposition dump greetings to each other? So now we find out that other little girl she's got lesbian parents, and she's clearly got this other sister. And then we go to that scene where Squid Game is talking to all the little kids, and then Leslie Headland's wife, and it is Leslie Headland's real life wife, walks in and is just like, oh, we've arrested your former Padawan because we think she killed Trinity, who's the worst fucking Jedi I've ever seen so far. And we need to have, we just want your blessing that we're going to do naughty things to her because she's a poopy pants. And if we let it get out, then our political rivals are going to use this against us. And he's just like, I don't fucking care. I'm just here to cash a paycheck because I'm here because of Squid Game.
Wow.
That's where I got up to, pretty much.
And you got a long ways to go. It's 2 episodes, right?
I got 1.5 episodes still to go, and I'm dying.
How long are they?
30 minutes each, and then 10 minutes of credits afterwards.
Okay. So how many how long is the full season?
8 episodes.
Okay.
This is 4 hours of shit.
Okay. So 8 episodes. Okay. Well, I mean, look, I don't know what the hell's going on with entertainment these days. I'm not going to pretend like I can make this make sense. I've attempted to make it make sense, and I've made myself crazy trying to do that, particularly with the other publishers that I was, obviously keeping up with. But seeing just Hollywood, it is a more industry-wide problem that they have right now that they can't correct itself. And I think maybe if there is to be a positive, I think this could potentially show a lot of people that there is no course correction.
If I saw this and I didn't know what Disney had been claiming to do, I would say they are going even further. They are going even further and leaning into this DIE shite.
So yeah,
ESG bullshit. Yeah,
so yeah, we're far from the tail end of this. I mean, we've even talked about have we reached peak woke? And I know, Gary, you would talk about how, the audience may have, and I think that could be for sure correct, but it does not at all look like the companies themselves have reached peak wokeness. Like, it looks like they're more like, yeah, we're going to do more of it. And I don't know where they get the data from. Look, discussed it a million times. I would love to see it if it exists. What are they looking at? That, because it's not just them. It's not just Star Wars. It's not just Disney. It's not
it's not just they, them.
My apologies. Didn't mean to misgender. It's not just they, them. It's all of them. It's all of them in multiple industries, entertainment industries, that is. So you got it in video games, which I got a story that we're going to cover here in a little bit. We know what's happening in Hollywood. We know what's happening in comics. So what in the hell are they looking at? And I don't have an answer. Maybe this is more of a rhetorical question.
That ESG score.
Yeah, I get that. I know that's part of it. But even then, we're starting to see some restructuring. The investments aren't as rich as they once were. They have even tried to move away, try to change language. I believe it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was the whole ESG thing where, they're like, we want to kind of do something else because of the language there is that's around and how bad that it's got surrounding it. People aren't looking at that like it's a positive thing, and people see that term and they kind of shy away from whatever that project is. So the people that are investing aren't getting a return. So while I totally understand that, it still doesn't make sense, even with that considered. Even if, you're going to get a score, you're going to get investments that you otherwise wouldn't. you still have to get a return. So who the hell is the audience that you're looking at? Is it TikTok? Is it like?
I don't think they're looking at anyone but their own internal politics.
Well, at that point, yeah, you're not even looking at data. You're just looking at.
They're just looking at who they've employed, and they've employed a bunch of absolute freaks.
Yeah, so it's like if we all want this, then everybody must want it, and therefore we got to create that because it's representative of what we're around, and maybe that's what it is. It is a quite literal echo chamber of nonsense, of their peers, of the collaborators, where they all just are kind of on the same page. Like this is the way of the future. Because I see a lot of maybe I'm just being a little too optimistic, but even with normies, I start to see kind of the fatigue set in of all of this, especially with the gender stuff, right? Seeing some fatigue from normies that otherwise don't care about the culture war, didn't before. It's starting to be like, yeah, this is getting kind of old, kind of tired of this. So what the hell are you looking at? Maybe that's the answer. Maybe it is just our peers, or maybe it's TikTok. I don't fucking know.
This cost $180 million to make. $180 million for 8 episodes.
It's produced on a non-profitable platform,
and it's gone to Disney Plus. How many fucking subscribers do you think this is going to bring in? Enough to cover 180 million? I don't think this is going to bring enough to cover $18.
So what you say? You said it's gonna make people unsubscribe.
Yeah, it's dead money. This is dead money going onto a dead platform that is hemorrhaging money. And the only reason why it didn't hemorrhage money in the last quarter is because they moved money from the place that they've been dumping the money to bring it back to make it look like it's actually going. But it's going to hemorrhage money again for the next quarter because they've got to dump it back into there to try and mitigate the losses over there.
Yeah.
Because they're just shifting money around. They're not talking to TikTok. They're not listening to anything. They're listening to the people who they've put in charge of these positions. And they're listening to Kathleen Kennedy, a full-on feminazi see you next Tuesday. Whose purpose is who understands that she bought a male-dominated property and is now mad because she hasn't been able to convert it into a lesbian property. Man, we just bought this male-dominated property so that Disney could actually corner the male market as well as the female market, and our strategy was to turn it female, but there isn't the audience. It's like Tim Sheridan. Shout out,
man. We
Tim
got
Sheridan
30 minutes into
making a book about Alan Scott sucking off dudes at a truck stop, right? And wondering why the book's not selling. Why is this book not selling? What, your hero book where the guy stops up and dick falls into his mouth at a truck stop? And you're wondering why regular people are like, do you know what, Tim? I don't think this is for me. I don't think this is for me. You know? I don't think your fake-ass gay victimhood comic that is so fucking, that would have maybe made sense 40 fucking years ago. Not made for me. It's not made for you. Why aren't you buying it? That's what we get. We got, this isn't made for you, and then you don't go see it. They go, why aren't men going seeing this? Why aren't they going to see this? Well, you just said it's not made for us, and we understand that, and we're not going to see it.
Acted accordingly.
Yeah.
Acted accordingly. I think it was the Washington Post that interesting thing happened with them recently.
Yes, they nearly went out of business.
Yes, very close. And it's funny where, obviously their leadership they've basically said it's been a failure. You're not bringing in viewers. It's just not working. And they pivoted on some of the new leadership that they brought in. And you know what, like some of the writers that were complaining about this, you know what they said? The reason why we're not seeing success is because it's not diverse enough. And I think that lends itself to the position that you have where they're just listening to each other. They're just listening to each other. They're making material for each other. And by each other, I'm not meaning like fellow, no, I'm talking about like people.
Literal individuals.
Yeah, like it's not that many, and it's like contained to this pocket, and it's not enough for y'all to even make this a profitable venture. And that's what they found out. Okay. So I could see that, where with shows like Acolyte or with some of the Hollywood productions that we're seeing, it's that they're only exposed to that one opinion. Well, if they are exposed to a different one, it's one that they probably will end up writing off. But like, I do believe there is a difference, and though there is a story that I want to talk about, there is a fundamental difference between, okay, you're making something and listening to the general audience and the feedback of the people that are actually intrigued by the product. With Star Wars, it's an already established brand. It should be a layup. It's not for them, but it should be not that difficult to make something with the Star Wars label on it that's a profitable thing. That should be easy. It's probably no other guarantees, but we've seen that, well, they're kind of incapable of doing that. It's one thing to listen to them and really kind of, let's say, block out some of the other noise, but that would be the reverse or inverse, depending on what way that you put it. Because at that point, you're listening to the people that are going to make your project profitable, okay? And they actually care about it. On the other side, which is what I think we've seen, they're listening to people that don't seem to really care about it, not really into it, not that much, at least. It's not something that they're actually passionate about. And that's the one opinion that they're exposed to. So they're all creating something for an audience that either one doesn't exist or exist. It's just not that many of y'all to actually move the needle. And maybe add a third one in, where you're creating something that is diametrically opposed to the opinions or what the general populace of folk that actually are into your brand want, right? So you're making something that's antithetical to it. So you're making something that they actually don't want. So taking the opinions of the elites among yourselves, that is, I'm using elite, like not saying like they're a talented elite. I'm just saying, using it like as in a general term of elitism. You're overriding the opinion of the customer, of the general fan, to highlight the opinions of the what would you call the elitist? Is not the proper term.
Do you think at any point in time they give a fuck what the actual fan thinks? Because Kathleen Kennedy herself has said we want to get rid of them. We want to get rid of these 50-year-olds that are in Star Wars.
True.
We want our new audience.
Yeah. And we've always heard the term modern audience. What does the fuck does that mean?
Are you? You don't fucking exist, you dumb bitch.
What the hell does modern audience mean?
Anyone with an ounce of fucking common sense gets rid of Iger and everyone. It's a wipeout. It's a Disney massacre. You get rid of the lot of them. Kathy, fuck off. You, Bint, with your fucking not so secret gay agenda. Fuckity bye. Leslie Headland, take your theys and your thems and fuck off as well. You get rid of Filoni, fuckity off. And take your dog with you. Get rid of him, you cowboy hat, you fucking weirdo. Get rid of the lot of them. Gay cowboy, off you go. Fuck off. Get them out. And bring people in. I don't care what their color is. I don't care what they do in their fucking bedrooms. Bring people in that actually want to make good fucking TV for fans. Good films for fans.
For fans. That's important distinction.
That is your motivation, not your politics, not your lifestyle, not your colors, not your thing. Make something which has got great story and great characters that people can go, yeah, and put it on my table. Let's have a look. Let's see what we got.
Yeah, you make it for the fans. I mean, it's a layup, and it sounds like a no-brainer. It's what you're supposed to do. It's what anybody that's in business should be doing. If you're doing anything in entertainment, I don't get it. It's not like I can make sense of. I try. I don't understand why, of all people that you listen to your fucking peers, and people actually get mad when I bring that type of stuff up, because I guess they look at it like you're undermining their expertise, right? Because they think they know more. It's a bunch of folk that think they know more than the customer. Like they think it's on them to dictate what the customer's supposed to like. It's not how shit works, bro. Especially with established brands. Established brands, they already have a baked-in audience, and they're into it for a fucking reason, bro.
And you don't deviate too much from that.
You don't.
It's not as if Superman or Batman or any of these characters had particularly deviated in 80-odd years until recently.
Yeah, until recently.
When they deviated onto a fucking hard penis half the time. And then went, why are you all bigots and homophobes and sexists and misogynists and racists? Why? All we did was complete and utterly fundamentally change your favorite characters. What's wrong with that? To fit our own ideological minds and opinions and beliefs, and we got rid of everybody who had a different fucking diversity of thought to that in the industry, so it became a nice enclosed bubble of bullshit. You must be all a bunch of bigots. Well, I guess I am.
Apparently. Mind-boggling.
Who knew fundamentally changing things would make people turn people off?
Yeah, who
knew?
Who fucking knew? Who would have thought, huh? Remarkable is the term that I would use to see it be doubled down on from what I'm seeing with people. Well, it's not even what I'm saying from other folks. I just watched that damn interview that we just watched. That tells me what I need to know as far as not necessarily the content of, well, to be fair, you did say the content was gay. And it's the gayest ever. It's like, look, man, I don't think people are going into Star Wars like, yeah, man, that's the gayest Star Wars up to date. I'm really going to go watch it now. I don't think that's how the general Star Wars fan thinks. I don't think that's
how the general gay person thinks.
True. That's very true.
I really hope this Star Wars has gone fucking gay. I really hope that, there's nothing I like more in my Star Wars than walking in and seeing fucking Luke Skywalker taking up the fucking wrong un. It's just like, oh god, even fucking gay people are sick of this. Fucking half of them are sick of this bullshit.
For sure. It's old, man.
It's narcissism. It's narcissism, and when you combine narcissism with positions of power, then boom, you get fucking shite like the Acolyte.
Which is the problem. It's just, what the fuck are these people doing? Because
burying their company is what they're doing.
Actively, yeah.
Burying it.
Because, at minimum, even if you've ruined probably all good faith that you had with a fan base full of people that will spend and have already spent lots of money on your shit.
There's no good faith.
Not left anymore.
Good faith is gone.
Yeah. No,
it's not long gone.
That's out of there. But that's the problem. Have we not seen that with, even when you get a production, let's say that Star Wars, the first time, it would probably take them more if they wanted to rebuild the brand. But let's just say that they made a new Star Wars show. If they put it on Disney Plus, it's going to lose money. But let's say that they made a show, put it out, didn't have any of that nonsense. Still, because they've ruined the faith, any sort of good anything with their already established brand, most people still aren't going to give it a time of day, not of the established fan base. And I think that's the part that gets slept on with all of this. It's the brand ruination.
Trust is earned.
Yes, it is. It's easily lost, though, for sure.
Very easily lost.
It's absolutely earned, but they can, as we've seen, goodwill can be diminished. It could go away. And then at that point, it's very difficult to gain them back.
Exceedingly, particularly when you burnt a customer.
Oh, yeah.
When you burnt a customer, that is even worse.
Yeah.
Because you've taken their money, you've taken their good faith, you've taken their trust, and you've shat all over it.
Yeah.
It's not even as if Disney are trying something different with Star Wars. It's not as if they're saying, right, okay, instead of trying to do the same old, let's see what we can do. What can we do with this universe? And it's the same thing from comics to fucking TV, to movies. It's like, how can we make this different? Stick a cock in an ass. Stick a cock in a man's ass. How about that? That's the answer to everything. Have two fucking vaginas, scissor. Have two women, scissor. That's their answer to different. That's their answer all across the fucking board. They ain't got any fucking ideas. None.
And that's what I'm saying, man. People have, or companies have, and they've done it in the past, even with Star Wars. You've had divisive Star Wars in the past, but you never got the idea that they weren't giving it a shot. You know, we talk about that with like the prequels.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing for people to see it and be like, okay, I'm not into it, not a fan. I got problems with it, whatever. But they're still actually like into this universe. They still into Star Wars. And generally, and people did for decades, right? Argue over what was going down with the prequels. Now it's like you're pushing the customer out the door. And you're not when I say you're not trying, it almost feels like you're trying to push them out the door. But when I say they're not trying to, and I think the audience would be more forgiving if they felt like they were giving it a shot and doing something fresh, but they were still trying to keep it. It was in good faith, right?
Yeah, I know.
So if you took a risk that didn't land well, people would still be like, yeah, okay, not necessarily into it, but they're not gonna be like, fuck this.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the prequels. I'm not a big fan of the prequels. There's some aspects I like about them. There's some aspects I like pretty much about every movie. But for the most part, it didn't land with me. I never felt that Lucas was taking the piss.
Right, exactly.
I just thought he had an idea, and I thought there were some good ideas there, but I just thought they weren't executed particularly well. And I didn't leave, even though I wasn't massively into the prequels. I didn't leave it going, well, that's it. I'm done with Star Wars. Fuck Star Wars. I'm kind of hoping that they bounce back from this.
Yeah.
Hoping that they bounce back with something else. And
that's the difference between what we have now. Because you can, and I don't want people to get the wrong idea. Definitely for people that aspire to create out there. Look, not everything that you do is going to land with every individual, right? But it's one thing to be like, yeah, I'm going to go out of my way to try to take the piss on the established fan. It's a difference between that and making something that people may be divisive on or find unfavorable. What we have now is people making things that seem to be antithetical to the ideas of what made the company great, what made the brand loved, what people enjoyed. This is what gets me about Star Wars particularly. And I've always said that, yeah, I probably know more than a normie, probably way more than a normie on Star Wars, but I've always still considered myself that, a normie myself. But you can go watch those old videos. They're live right now on YouTube. 80s, right? Where you have people standing in line ready for the upcoming Star Wars movie, giving their thoughts fresh out the theater. And you saw people of different ethnic backgrounds. Mm-hmm. You saw people of different makeups, people all over the place. And in fun talking about just general Star Wars, being stoked about it. So they were able to obtain this without like beating the audience over the head with it. You see, that's why I always talk about diversity being like this whole, which is what they obsess over now. It's a side effect. It's not a negative. It's not a positive. It's just a thing. It's voluntarily arrived oftentimes. Well, it should be, right? Well, no matter what that makeup is, whether it's more or less of this type of person or not. And oftentimes without trying, you'll get the result that you so desperately want. But what we now have is people trying to force an outcome. They want a makeup of these types of individuals. Coming to find that those types of individuals aren't into that shit. These folks that you've been signaling your ass off for, don't buy it. The ones that are often normal people look at your pandering as if it's insulting. In some ways, because it is. They limit you to caricatures, right? Every gay person, they need to be flamboyant as fuck, especially if
and collectivism.
Yeah,
They won't allow gay people to be individuals.
Yeah.
That's why you have the LGBTQIA2 plus spirited fucking XY to the power of 64 divided by 58 R2D2 fucking C3PO. That's why you have that. It's to try and troll them like fish in an ocean, to troll them all together in one net of collectivism. And if you go outside of that net, you know, Eric, I don't know if you're aware of this, but you're black.
What?
Don't shoot the fucking messenger.
Breaking news here on Ripping the Silverback, guys.
Breaking. Just broke the internet.
It's just broke
the fucking internet right there. But you don't have the same politics as the people on the left who claim to be a champion of minorities. And so suddenly you're not black. You're exactly what Joe Biden said. If you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Yeah. Well, guess he was talking truth. Mm-hmm. He meant it. He meant it. Because he meant the moment you don't vote for me, you ain't whatever color, whatever fucking sexuality, whatever fucking ethnicity, religion. You ain't any of that. You're a nobody now. You're now an enemy of the state. He meant that. Mm-hmm. And it's the same here. If you're, just because you're gay doesn't mean that you're part of the alphabet community. Have some fucking self-respect. Have some individualism.
Yeah.
Look at Gays Against Groomers.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't toe the fucking ideological line. The gay, the people who are homosexuals, but because they're not like, hey, do you know what? Maybe, just maybe, men in dresses shouldn't go into female spaces, and men in dresses shouldn't go into fucking bars and have children put money down their fucking pants. And maybe, just maybe, you should be on a float for a pride parade in a fucking thong saying, oh, we're so excited to see the kids. Really? Then why are you in a fucking thong shaking your fucking junk? Because that's like, oh, wait, whoa. Excuse me, Gays Against Groomers. That's not stunning and brave. Excuse me, that is not stunning and brave. It is a gay person's right to wear a banana hammock and fucking shove it in a child's face. And if you don't agree, then you are out of there. So they got suppressed on Twitter. They got massively suppressed until Elon took that fucking platform over. Mm-hmm. They're now deemed, persona non grata.
Yeah.
Within these communities, have some individualism. That's what scares them the most. Individualism, because they want to collect you all into a nice little bundle.
Absolutely.
If they say the word gay, they want to mean every single gay person out there. We're speaking for you. No, you don't. You don't speak for them at all. Every
True.
Black person, every fucking brown person, every woman. They want to collect you all in and say, we're talking on behalf of you. No, you're not.
Right.
And that's where the divide actually comes in, because they want to make it just, it's just fucking straight angry white men. It's just straight angry white men. Really? I don't see Eric being fucking white. I don't see all the women that are in our fucking sphere being fucking angry white men. I don't see the brown ladies, the brown men, the fucking gay guys, the gay women. I don't see any of them, being straight angry fucking white men.
Yeah.
But that's not the point. If we are fucking the white supremes and the far right ideologues and all this that they claim us to be, holy shit, we are fucking up royally.
Man, you're doing a terrible job.
Exactly. This is the most fucking diverse, organically diverse group of white supremes I've ever seen in my life. We gotta do better.
Yeah, I know you're doing a terrible job of being a white supremacist, man. That's for sure. Fucking terrible job, man. Absolutely terrible job. Yeah, it's fucked, man, and they don't see people like individuals, and because if you do approach it that way, people are going to gravitate towards what they gravitate towards. My favorite character being Batman, Bruce Wayne. There was once upon I can't say I'm not rich anymore. I used to be able to say that, but I'm not rich. And let's say this: when I first became a big fan of Batman, I was not rich and all white. One of the boxes got checked. The other one, I
because rippaverse is in crippling debt, dude. Come on.
Yeah, so they tell me.
Crippling debt.
So they tell me. But yeah, it's like, bro, I get it. I like Batman. Not white guy, right? I look like the Flash, Barry. Wally was the Flash when I was growing up.
And
not a
Mark
white
Waid
guy.
was writing him as well.
Yeah, exactly. And
Crazy times.
Crazy,
Hey?
boy, was different. I mean, hell, talking about Jerry Conway doing Punisher as
Oh.
well. What a different days. Let's say that. The times have certainly changed.
Well, times are changing. Oh, amen.
That's for sure. But no, like people like myself like Batman. They like these other characters, and they don't care. Like, I mean, I especially after creating the Rippaverse, I'm not trying to hear shit about any of those arguments. People won't grab. Remember, that was the excuse for the tokenization, right? Well, if you create original characters, we have to tokenize them because when we try to create original characters, you guys don't like them. And then I created all these fucking characters, and it seems like there's a lot of people into it, right? And the people that are into it, there's a lot of people that like Yaira that aren't fair-skinned women.
They're 6'3".
That also tall as fuck.
An alien.
Exact. Right? Like there's not that many of them. First of all, none of you exist. Number one.
Well, whoa. There's some women in Sweden going, "Hey, fuck her! Hey, hold on!
Well, that's true.
Hold on!"
There's a few of y'all. There are a few of y'all
There's
that
some
are
Swedish chicks out there. Maybe some Danes and some Nords.
Yeah, that's true.
Taking. Hey, easy, Eric.
Yeah, there's a couple of y'all, but you get it. The general fan, though, is not of that makeup, right? And the same can be said for the other characters. Because none of that shit matters. It's superficial. It's not important. If I was selling you on, that was all that I was selling you on. I mean, we failed as creators. It's not a rocket science, but to these guys, they feel like, well, I absolutely have to create this type of character, and then I have to lead with that. That has to be the defining trait. We've talked about it last show. We've talked about it every show. Now that Tim is gay, what else is he?
Oh, nothing. He's just gay. That's all of his personality now. That's all of his character.
That's it. That's all that he is. He is just gay. That's what they're going to lead with. That's what's going to be the defining trait. That's what they're not going to shut up about, especially this month. They're just going to keep mentioning it because that's all that's how they view that demographic as a collective. That's it. And again, he's not like just a regular person because there's good gay folk out there that are like regular. Like that, I mean, he's flamboyant. You see it in even the mannerisms in the artwork. He is gay. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like gay. Stereotypically gay. Because that's the audience that they wanted. How many of those types do you think have gone and bought the Tim Drake stories as?
Well, I mean, considering it was cancelled after 9 issues of an ongoing series, I'm going to speculate.
It was always supposed to be that. It was always supposed to be 9 issues.
I apologize. That was always the plan. Always the plan to end, to be told pencils down after 6 episodes, because, of course, we just wanted to run for this 9-issue arc and then dump him back into a Bat book, probably, because fuck my ass, I guess. Isn't it shit? Isn't it just a load of shit? Hey? Just a big pile of fucking donkey dog shit. That's what you do to characters. That's your reward for doing this, for being tone deaf, or not even being tone deaf, because just being a narcissist, just thinking everything revolves around you and your lifestyle and your work.
Christ, man.
All these decades upon decades of hard work and fundamentally trying to retain the core aspects of the character, the creation of Tim Drake, all the work that Chuck put into it. All the great relationship building with Stephanie, all of that.
The face to those guys like Chuck.
Of course it is. Oh, happily so for some of them.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but you say Chuck ticks a box that's different to me once every 4 years. And so, like, oh my God, he's like devil or something?
Unbelievable. Remarkable. So before we like move on to some stuff. All right. Acolyte, you got 8 episodes. Good luck, as and
for
everybody.
Our sins, yes.
For our sins. Good luck.
Long.
What do you think happens like out of that? with Lucasfilm.
It is instantly forgotten the moment the final episode airs, and content creators have made their videos talking about what a pile of shite it was.
What was that other show that I've already forgot about that they did? Andor or whatever. That was a thing. That was not that long ago.
No,
Anybody talk about that?
not many. Apparently, Morley reckons it was good. I watched the first episode. I was bored off my tits.
But ain't that the point that I was making though? Like, even if people, that's the point. Even things that people find are decent, even if they're like, oh, it's all right. Hell, let's say even say that it's good. So what? What good is it doing them? It's not like it's getting them more subscribers on.
No, it's one of the lowest viewed shows on Disney Plus.
They say that. What was the other
30%.
one that we were recently talking about X-Men 97?
X-Men in 97, yeah. Lower than What If. Lower ratings than What If, and nobody was watching What If.
And they tried to weasel around and saying, well, it was the top watch show this year.
It was the top watch show when it was airing on your Disney Plus.
They said it was
When
top.
you were watching it, that was the only watch show on your Disney Plus at the time that you were watching it. Holy shit, man. That's fucking amazing. That is awesome. Yeah.
And people thought about X-Men 9. Again, I'm not saying that, folks. I'm pretty sure there's some people in the chat that are going to be like, oh, well, it was actually okay. Get
Some
what
liked
I'm
it,
saying.
some hated what they did with the just smashing through so many storylines like a juggernaut.
Fucking speed running for
Yeah.
sure. But even then, it's just not good enough. Because I think a lot of that has to do with the brand damage.
But a streaming service is there to bring on new subscribers.
That's what it's.
You can't function without it.
Oh, it doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying. As it doesn't matter for people that get mad at me when I bring this up. Like, you don't know what I got people going to my old video. You didn't know what you were talking about. It's like, even okay. I'm looking at the ratings. Okay, not how you. When I say ratings, I'm not. If some critic gave it 5 stars, I don't give a shit about that. I'm talking about, did people see that or want to go see it, and it made them have more subscribers? The answer is no. It's a money sink, a pit.
Mm-hmm.
That's also on fire. It does you no good.
A fire in space.
Well, that could also happen. But that's the point. It's not good enough anymore because they've damaged so much of their brand, man. And I would have never, if you could have told me, I live and go 10 years. So that's 20. That's smack dab in the middle of all new, all different. You guys that remember. But if you'd have told me during that era, even though all that was going down, there will be a time where people just don't give a shit about Star Wars. I would have been like, you're fucking retarded. I don't care how many bad movies that they... No, it's going to print money. It's fucking Star Wars. People will talk about it. They might not be into it, but it'll be a large part of the conversation. And here we are in 2024. Well, they are producing Star Wars stuff that nobody cares about. Not enough. I don't say nobody. Man, I'm pretty sure there's some they-thems out there that'll be like, it's the best show that's out there ever. But I'm saying
and they've got zippers there. They've got zipper marks there. And they claim benefit. And then they go around and they pull statues down and they live in Portland, Oregon.
I'm pretty sure they're into
with family in Seattle and Washington.
In Austin.
Yeah. Oh. Shout out Austin.
Shout out Austin. We don't claim you in Texas. But seriously, nobody cares. Money pit. Disney Plus is not profitable right now. Everything that they make, until they can make something that's like people are just falling over themselves, crashing servers to sign up.
But it has to be multiple. It can't be one show.
That's the point of the streaming services. It has to be multiple ones for it to be profitable. You're right. You're right. It can't even if they have just one show that, let's say, got them a significant amount of subscribers, it wouldn't be significant enough to make them profitable.
But you're going to get 18 million people to subscribe to cover the budget for the Acolyte.
It was X-Men. That X-Men was never going to do that.
It's $10 a month, isn't it? It's $10 a month. Cost 180 million. Therefore, you need 18 million
that's true.
people.
Yeah, that's a good point.
How are you going to get 18 million fucking people? You're not going to get 10.
That's a good way. Quick mass for mass. That's a good way to put it. Do you think Andor or Andor, as some say,
Palm door.
do you think that, I don't know how much it cost to produce that show, but do you think they made their money back in subscribers? The answer is no.
No, sir.
Not even close.
Think gay Captain Falcon, American Soldier Man? Do you think that fucking did? Do you think Secret Invasion did? Huh?
I forget that those are relatively recent.
Of course you did! Because the shit! Because the fucking shite! And the moment they're over, you're just like, what the fuck was that? I pirated it and I want a refund.
Fuck ass. Fuck, dude. What the fuck?
Remember that? Remember fucking Amelia Clark walking around with a fucking wank arm? A Drax wanking arm? I'm the most powerful creature in the whole fucking universe by country mile. Never gonna see you again, bitch. Never gonna see you again. 5 people watched you, and they're all YouTubers. Yes, well, we're, the beatings will continue until morale improves here at Disney Plus. That's what it is. The torture will continue until morale improves. Disney Plus streaming. The game will continue until you're no longer straight. Disney Plus. 18 million. You ain't gonna get fucking 1,800.
Yeah, they're not getting $18 million. There's no shot.
Dead money. Dead.
There's
Dead.
no shot. So you have simultaneously 2 things to bring this conversation. I love to talk business. I love to talk it. You got 2 things going on that's working against the mainstream right now. Budgets, for starters, are out of fucking control.
Yeah.
The other side is that you're not producing things that people actually are into enough. And maybe it's whatever you can give the reason. I don't really care whether it's because the brand got ruined or whether because the individual project is not something that people want. You have those 2 things working against anything that you do. Your budgets are out of control. So even if you knock one of those out the park, right? Let's say that you got your budget under control, you still have this other glaring problem, right? And then if you, let's say, take care of the other issue, well, you still have the budget problems because they're overspending. So even if people thinks that, to your point, Acolyte, best Star Wars has been produced since fucking whatever the fuck. You pick your show that you like or movie that you like. They still spend $180 million. And they're not making that back. There's no shot. No shot. So they have to get the budgets under control while simultaneously producing stuff that's good enough in succession that are going to get people back in the theaters, that are going to get people back to subscribing to your platform. And I just think that is a tall order, if not impossible.
Star Wars is a dead brand on a dead streaming platform.
That's rough, man.
There hasn't been a cinematic Star Wars film currently in 5 years. And the character that killed it, they're bringing back.
What was that? Because wasn't that the green fucker and the Mendo? Wasn't that going to be was that going to be a movie or a show?
Oh, that's gonna be a movie.
A movie, okay.
Yeah. That's gonna move the needle in the wrong direction.
So what else do we have for Star Wars? We got After Acolyte.
Star Wars gay.
Well, we know that, but
In terms of TV show, I ain't got a fucking clue. Honestly, there's the fucking Mando and the Green Fucker coming, and there's the Rey movie. In terms of what, Mando season 4? Is there going to be a season 4 Mando?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
I don't fucking know. All I know is that season 3 fucking tanked. You had Katie Sackhoff and people in the company going, yes, Katie Sackhoff is now the Mandalorian. And then a few weeks later, when they realized that the show was dead, like, oh no, the Mandalorian's actually that dude with the green fucker. We'll drag his corpse into a United Mando Rebels fucking Acolyte. I don't give a fuck. Movie that nobody will watch. And it'll lose money. Dave Filoni.
I got you, ass. I know what's going to move the needle for Disney. It's going to be this right here.
Oh.
What's going on with my internet? I got fiber. It should never do that.
No, it's not. It's your internet is fucking actively rebelling against this.
It's trying to force me not to watch it. Is that what you're saying?
I won't do it.
My own internet's like, I won't do it. Let's see if I can get this to go. Here we go. Yeah, my internet doesn't want it. I have fiber, guys. I got the best of the biz. They don't want it.
It's StreamYard, because if you look, you've already got the nearly filled up with. So this is StreamYard fucking up.
Okay, so my StreamYard. All right. Well, that's a wedding special that's gonna be happening.
Stick a bag over your head, love.
That I think that's gonna move the needle for sure.
Yeah. If I move the needle, you course mean tank. Nobody's gonna fucking buy it. It's going to rot on shelves. Nobody's going to care. More comic shops going to go out of business, particularly ones that go, yes, this is great. This is exactly what comics needs. No, but actually, that's a lie because they're already all out of business.
Well, all right. Let's just move. Just keep doing what you're doing, guys. Shout out, Gary. He said our Streamlabs died on us, so it's the Streamlabs thing. So they're tripping right now. Shout out Gary's in the chat. Come hang out with us this Saturday at the Boozy Bird. Shout out Gary. Let me do this actually as well.
And Elton John.
Yeah, of course. Make sure we'll give a big shout out to Elton John. All right. I don't know if you heard about this. I'd imagine that you do. And look, this is an original property. So this is at least something that I want to be very fair and I want to be consistent on it. You know, we've talked about people doing this sort of kind of stuff with their original property. But I don't know if you've heard about this whole
this is
Concord thing.
Concord. Yeah, this is no white people allowed.
Yeah, for those that don't know the context, what is it supposed to be, like an Overwatch style?
Yeah, like arena shooter is that what they call an arena shooter? And no white people, please.
Yeah, and that's like he's not. There are no, quite literally no
white people, no males, no females, no theys, no thems, no deakin. No whites allowed.
Yeah, and there's a robot with pronouns.
Of course. Just like Atlas.
So there's that.
Hashtag quiz Palestine.
So yeah, it is supposed to be in the vein of Valorant and Overwatch. It has 44,000 downvotes already on a PlayStation. This is something that is being subsidized by PlayStation.
PlayStation are lost because PlayStation's now based in California. That's where it's based. It's based in California.
Yeah.
They came over in 2017 because the US market for consoles was growing much quicker than in Japan. So they relocated to California. That's why fucking Sony are dead.
And look, like I said, at least this is an original property. And yet you would prefer if they're going to do this goofy stuff, that's where they do it. Okay. So I'm not going to rag on them too much, but I will talk about PlayStation, the L's that they've unfortunately accumulated, and just how, again, I think even normies with this sort of stuff, they're checked out of it. They are
they can see that it's a gender above everything.
Yeah.
And even somebody that's like, I don't care if you're gay, I don't care if you're fucking this or that or the other, I don't care. But what they see now is just a gender ahead of all. And when a gender is ahead of all, then you don't have the right motivations for your game.
True. That's putting it perfectly.
So why even bother to give it an opportunity? We can point and laugh at that. It's not as if arena shooters are fucking original. Never mind people going, well, Concord equals Valorant equals Overwatch. Okay, then let's go from Overwatch all the way through to the other arena shooters. Unreal Tournament, etc., Quake, etc., etc., etc. Let's go through all of that. Let's go right back to it. It's a genre that's been going for a long, long, long time. Well, they're seeing companies that are proactively shouting inclusion and diversity through exclusion. Because we all know that the words that they say are complete paradoxes to what they're actually trying to do. When they say inclusion, they mean exclusion. Inclusion means non-white. When they say diversity, they mean eradicating heterosexuality. This is how they operate. It's full of fucking contradictions and hypocrisy. And even normies can see this now. It's so overdone and it's so over. Get identity politics out of everything.
Yeah.
We got gay food. We got gay weather.
Gay grocery stores, man.
We got fucking gay everything. Just fuck off. So fucking boring. And I hate to be my cliche.
You gotta use
but
your own.
It's boring. So fucking boring. By the way, how's Starfield doing?
Shout out Starfield. Brazil.
Shout out. You dead fuck.
I'll say this as well. This is going back to the Acolyte because there's something that Chris Gore. So you have something to look forward to because this is what he said when talking with G&G, actually, I believe on one of the dailies. He says episode 3, though, is going to be where they really lose people. He says, and this is our good friend Frank Gore, says,
awesome.
But episode 3, I'm literally considering having a funeral for Star Wars. Literally got everyone to dress up, wear dark glasses, give eulogies, play organ, church music in the background. Because after episode 3 of The Acolyte, it will cause a lot of discussion aside from the fact that the show is cheap looking. For all the money they spent, it looks cheap. The exterior scenes in the forest look shot on soundstage. It looks very, very obvious. He says, and it still lacks male energy. It lacks male energy. So there's this rumor.
Masculinity is illegal in Hollywood. Hence why Dave Filoni's running the show.
He says it changes the world. He says it changes things forever. And he don't think anyone's gonna like it. And we'll get a lot of lesbians in space.
Yeah.
Lesbian witches that conceive children.
Yes.
So get ready for episode 3.
Yes.
Wow. So if you do make it to and you're still alive through episode 3, you have to look forward to a America Chavez situation.
Yeah. It's my two mums using the Force to make babies through scissoring, I guess.
And for those of you that don't know about America Chavez, not joking, America Chavez comes from a planet full of lesbians.
Yeah, which makes no fucking biological sense.
Not making that up.
A planet of women that can procreate with each other through scissoring.
And apparently Star Wars is into that idea as well. So
Using the Force. Yeah, the Force is
the Force is procreation.
being transformed into a female entity. The Force is female.
They try to warn us.
Well, Kathleen Kennedy apparently cried when Leslie Headland pitched this show to her. Cried. I mean, I cried as well, but I don't think though for the same reasons. And Frank, here's a tidbit, right? Last year, Frank Gore had his Star Wars on Trial series.
Yes.
And he said, "Az, can you come on and do a thing?" And I ended up saying to him, "Chris, I can't because I don't give a fuck."
Apathy, bro.
I am so sorry. It's I'll come on a show. I'll do something with you. I've got no problem, But I give no. I don't even give a fuck to write, a eulogy of something. I don't care. It just the thought of me trying to put more effort into Star Wars than Disney do. I was just like, I'm so sorry. I just can't do it, mate. I just don't care.
I think, and that's the danger, man. When your fan base reaches that attitude, that's more dangerous than just absolute dislike. Because I'd argue, you've heard me mention it before, one of the core tenets of nerd culture is arguing over dumb shit.
Yep.
But when you can't muster the energy to even do that anymore, with again, longtime fans, like guys that's been there, guys that spent a lot of money over the years. You can apply it to any franchise you want. Star Wars, Marvel, DC, don't care. Star Trek, don't care. Whatever. People that have spent so much money. And if those types of guys, you've lost them, I don't see how you recover. Unless there's a drastic change by total gutting of the company and also rearranging the ownership, like altogether. Like maybe they bounce back. Pipe dream, not gonna happen. Star Wars gets sold off to someone that gives a fuck about it, and everybody that was once working for it has been fired top to bottom. Culturally, that would be like a enough to get people to at least be intrigued by what you're gonna do next. So anything short of that, I don't see a legitimate recovery. Or it's going to be very difficult. I'll say that. To recover. Or I won't say organically because it's still organic, but it's just people have reached the apathy stage. It's dangerous, bro.
Apathy's the killer. That's the killer. That is the killer.
That's fucking dangerous. When people are like, I just don't care.
I'm actively dumping my Star Wars shit. I'm actively getting rid of it.
Yeah. That's
anything that isn't kind of original trilogy, it's gone. It's going. Don't care. Don't give a fuck. Clone Wars, fucking.
And if these business folk had any fucking care in the world, that hearing a long time fan say something like that would absolutely like make them feel some kind of way. Yeah.
I don't know if you're straight white male. My opinion doesn't count.
That's true. Very true. So yeah, it's who would have thought Eric July not actively. Granted, I got a lot of things going on right now that takes up my time, but when it didn't, and I called it quits, that was a sort of monumental there because I reached a stage where I just was not interested in it anymore. Just didn't care. And I'm okay. It was weird at first, but now I'm like, I'm all right. I'm okay. And I think there's so many people like that.
Yeah, it was painful.
Yeah,
That was so yeah, because
initially.
you got great memories of different things. Now, no, I don't feel anything. Nothing.
Me either. I'm good.
GL, HF. Good luck. With
So
your
yeah,
fucking
it'll be
lesbian
interesting.
flaws.
It'll be interesting to see what's going to happen with. Well, first of all, this whole episode, I'm really intrigued by the reaction that that's going to get, because apparently Chris Gore is like, this is going to change things. It's going to officially kill it off. That's interesting. So I guess we're going to see what happens. But I don't know.
I think it's already done. But I mean, it's there's spitting on the corpse.
True.
I guess they're spitting on the corpse, but it's been done for a while. This is just going to solidify that.
So I didn't get a chance to talk about this with you. I talked about it on For Canon's Sake. Oh, did they delete it? They did. Wow. Okay, that's an update. Wow.
We got a bag seg. We gotta have a look at.
We gotta have a good look at this bag set. In fact, let's do that. Fuck man, I don't want to do this ass.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you fucking do. I do. Chat. Chat.
Oh my god.
I swear to you. I swear to God. No matter who Eric can hire for the Rippaverse, none of them could write comedy the way that real life is about to write itself. For this beg seg. This is insane. In all the come on, bring it up.
All right. I'm bringing it up.
Do it. Do it. T. Franklin, yeah? You don't have to be a prostitute to work for the mainstream comic book industry, but it helps.
All right, so oh man, I guess I gotta set the scene here. So
I think the scene's well and truly set, mate.
T. Franklin, guys, for you guys that are not familiar with her, she is one person. Look, I don't try to rag on folk, definitely now at this stage of my career, but she went out of her way to try to quite literally get my channel taken down. So yeah. For nothing that I was doing that was wrong or incorrect. Not sharing pirated images or any of that, just because I was saying what was. And T. Franklin is notorious for basically making everything gay. She is the one that bragged about having that 3-way kiss in comics of Poison Ivy and some other people.
Yeah. Vixen's
gay as hell.
Harley Quinn, Catwoman was watching.
Yeah, so yeah, Vixen's basically hitting on disabled
Slamming
chicks.
clams. Yeah.
Now that's T. Franklin that's responsible for it. Okay. And not too long ago, this was actually yesterday, she had posted, and so if you are audio listener, this is what it says. Phone sex lines are open, and there's a number with their hair extension if that's what you want.
Yeah. Shout out to Shared. Comics are thriving.
Yeah, they are.
When
They
when are you opening up the Eric July
When,
sex?
when
a
I say
phone
I have
sex
to
line?
be down bad for something like that happen, I mean, I'm talking. I would have had to have lost every fucking thing.
Disney Star Wars levels are bad.
I would have to be down bad.
Chat, as funny as it would be for me to call this up right now, there is no way in hell I am letting T. Franklin have my phone number details in any capacity.
Not even a burner phone detail.
Not even, not even a burner. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just interesting. And this person, T. Franklin's been able to, and also T. Franklin, for you guys that don't remember, is also responsible for everybody's favorite spider folk in Sun Spider, who is the spider folk that
Gay, trans, disabled, strapped to
wheelchair,
flies with the crutches and has a wheelchair strapped to the back.
web to the back.
I wonder who that could be.
That's also T. Franklin that is responsible for
The
that.
pancakes when they land.
IDW continues to hire T. Franklin doing My Little Pony. So, and yeah, checks all the boxes. If you guys look over to the right, you see black in capital letters, queer, autistic.
I believe you.
They, she,
Whatever.
done Harley Quinn, Spider-Verse, and My Little Pony.
How?
Your guess is as good as mine, ass.
How?
Continuing to get gigs. So yeah, so when As be talking about like these guys being prostitutes and stuff, like he's not speaking out of phrase, and he's not being like just calling a woman hoes for the sake of it. Like when we talk about T. Franklin as well as Alyssa Mercante, these are very much, and they've talked about it extensively. They bragged about it. There was a T. Franklin's case bragged about being into the prostitution thing. So
milking people, did she say? Milking milk? Can I let you milk? I don't know. Maybe she's into dairy.
So yeah, what quite the industry we have in both games and comics, where they are employing their best and brightest.
Yeah.
It's bad out there, folks. And I think it might get worse. After talking about the Acolyte and getting that insight from as well as Frank Gore, Chris Gore, it might get worse. Maybe there's a new peak. Maybe we never saw the peak.
Maybe it's an iceberg.
Perhaps. Maybe it's several icebergs for that matter.
It's the Titanic going through a fucking army of icebergs ahead of them.
A domino.
A minefield of
pinball of icebergs.
Everything's fine. What could possibly go wrong?
Never been better, man. Especially the comic book industry. It's thriving.
Thriving. The numbers are up if you just don't include the mainstream comic book industry.
And if you take credit for manga, for sure, the numbers are actually, we're doing better than what we have in years past. If you include manga.
Yeah. Easy. What you talking about, Willis?
I just saw something from Carol that she just sent me, and apparently, is that the same number? It is.
Is that the Marvel office's number?
No, it's
that Jim Lee's personal line at DC.
No, but so yeah, if you guys want to speak to T. Franklin about,
I wonder if Sean Gordon Murphy, I wonder if he's going to set up a phone sex lines. You know, Alex Ross, you know, Stanley Lau, Art Germ. Where are these guys' sex lines to keep them going? Huh?
I don't think you need it when you're them.
So that is so weird. That is
Well,
so
we are,
weird.
to be fair, we are the 4th, a few days after the 1st of the month, and perhaps it was catastrophic for her.
Honk!
And you got to do what you got to do, ass.
Oh, a them's got to do what a them's got to do, you know?
Yeah, man.
Shout out
to all of y'all that are
sex workers in the comic book industry.
Sex workers in the comic book industry. Shout out to you. Fucking hell, man. Let's be...
I wish I had a clown nose to hand. I really wish I did.
Jesus Christ.
He can't help you now.
He's more needed than ever.
He can't help you now.
More needed than ever. Please.
That's the woman that does need Jesus. That is a woman that definitely needs Jesus.
Look, it's some interesting cats that have entered the industry of comics. For lack of better terms.
One way to put it.
And I'm all for people being out there being creative. Though I am somewhat confused that these types are the ones getting the work for the characters that they're doing. T. Franklin has been able to handle Harley Quinn and Vixen and
you gonna hire her for the Rippaverse?
What?
Gonna bring her on. Give her fuck it, give her Isom. See how much dick he sucks in his first issue.
Isom will be gay and Puerto Rican by the first page. If
and
T.
disabled.
Franklin, newly disabled by the first panel of that book.
An amen to that. An amen. About fucking time.
It will be an absolute nightmare. So yeah, not sure that not even for free. She couldn't pay me to write for the Rippaverse. But she doesn't need me. She has DC Comics and apparently phone sex. What would she need the Rippaverse for?
Do you know something? When I'm looking for somebody to write My Little Pony for children, I immediately look to a prostitute.
When you think about it like that, that actually is a problem.
Is absolutely fucking disgusting beyond compare.
Yeah, I didn't think about it through that lens. Yeah, that's a problem. Wow. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Then when you put it like that, that's kind of weird.
Yes, it is.
Fuck. Yeah, won't be working for the Rippaverse. So
it'd be fired with immediate effect. Fired with immediate effect.
Wow. Well, again, she has sex work and DC Comics and apparently IDW as well. So,
well, IDW, they need to take some up the wrong one to get some money. In all fairness,
any day now.
Any day. It literally could be any episode we will go. And IDW finally went.
It could be the last minute of this episode, and I would not be surprised at all.
It's not going to be, when the news happens, it's not going to be shocking. It's going to be like, oh, finally it happened.
Yeah. Any day now.
But the last little pinky finger that was holding on gave way.
Yeah. Fuck. Crazy times, man. Crazy times. Brass Monkey, I appreciate that. 5 gifted. Thank you so much for that graph web as we were talking about. Let's for fuck's sakes, cancel Disney Plus. We have Angry Mickey with a 2 says, oh God, gang of Elton John stigmatizing my home. Gang of Elton John. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. Well, what I wanted to talk about before the article. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. The article from Built In got taken down.
Oh no.
And this was the article about Warner Bros. And that initiative. What was the initiative? It was it was the women and non-binary leadership
that
program.
one. Oh, I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw that.
So I wanted to just briefly discuss it, but they took the fucking they took the article down.
Why would you do that?
That's
Why would
pretty
you do
interesting.
that?
So yeah, for those of you that don't know Warner Bros, who has a lot of debt, by the way, they also are coming off that L that they took with Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. Well, they're focusing on the right things, and that is elevating 25 women and non-binary leaders from across the Warner Bros. Games.
No such thing as non-binary. Why would you have that? There's no such thing as non-binary. None.
Well, here's the breakdown. Warner Bros. Games, a division of Warner Bros. Discovery, has launched women and non-binary leadership program to upend the gaming industry's male-dominated characterization, because apparently that's a problem. Central to the program's success
No, in actual fact, having seen the last few years, I'm thinking let's bring all the men back right now. Because we see what you do and it don't no work.
And in that article, I spoke about that before because it was an interesting article, because they were going on about how like half of the video game, they included, of course, mobile games as well. They were talking about how half of the gamers are women. They neglected to talk about which games those were, but they did speak about that. And then they were basically going on about how, of course, they're trying the makeup of, like, I guess the creators in it, developers and such, don't represent that, and that's a problem. So Warner Bros., who is they got a little money problems.
Just a touch.
They're focusing on the right things, and in no time they will turn this thing around by, instead of hiring based on merit, instead of trying to get the best developers for the job, they want to make sure that the women and the non-binary people are the ones that are getting the gigs. So very brave. Congratulations, Warner, for taking this massive step towards equality and representation and inclusivity and equity. And I'm trying to hit all the buzz terms.
Inclusion, diversity, representation.
Yeah, I think I hit most of them. Very brave, very stunning, and that will for sure make people buy the game now.
I bought 17 million copies of Stellar Blade.
Fucking shit, man. Brass Monkey with a 10 says the Force is too divisive and masculine. Make it lame and gay.
Yeah.
Like a thread. CJ with a 5 says, see you in Dallas, man. Acolyte suck.
Yeah, fucking hell. Like T. Franklin in a fucking comic.
Fucking hell. Mr. Reese with a 5 says, enjoy. Yaira and Salvage. Would love to see more Salvage. Okay. And can't wait for Yaira too. Well, there was already working on that. I'm seeing some of these pages come back, and holy shit. Salvage, I'm glad you guys are liking that. We got a 5 from Woke Troll. Hell ripping ass. Happy Pride Month.
Thank you.
Thank you, woke troll, for that. Angry Mingle with a 2 says Roman game on Tom Brokaw's or stigmatizing Elton's.
That is
Giving you
horrendous.
the news.
That is horrendous. Wow. I am not okay with that.
One Man Savage became a member. Thank you. You got Fear the Tardo. Tardo wanted to write for new Star Wars show, Apple Life. Showrunner lesbian headlamp say lesbian headlamp. Is that what they're calling the lesbian headlamp? Lesbian headlamp.
I'm going to use that in my video.
Is that what-
Lesbian headlamp. I mean, Leslie Headland.
couldn't cause Tardo not retarded enough. Lock it in. Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, rougher than Leslie Headland's fucking 5 o'clock shadow.
Oracle of Doom with a 5 says, curious, what days will you be in Denver Fan Expo? Me personally, expect me there not the first day. I might get there the first day. I'm not sure, but I'll be the other 3. So yeah, we'll be there. Be fun. Defendo 99 with 32 months says, love the Hour book, but I'm sorry to say Ingrid is still my rippaverse waifu. Well, as wearing the shirt, so that works out for me. Pick who you choose. Nothing wrong with that. Thank you for that. I think I skipped one too. We got Joker's Disciple with a 20 says, yo ass, can you convict Eric to canonize Jeremy Cash as an evil wrestling commissioner who blackmails and takes hot dumps in the hair of female wrestlers? Fucking Vince, man. Wrestlers in the Riververse, do me this solid ass. I'll be eternally grateful.
I'll have a word in private about that. I'll have a word in private, see what we can do.
Jesus. Joker's Disciple, I appreciate that 20. Thank you. Michael Rucker with 33 months says, hell, ripping a silverback. Acolyte is a shit show.
Oh, it's so fun. I wasn't not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. I'm like
That
15
bad.
minutes in. It's taking me an hour to get through. It is embarrassing to watch. It's actually embarrassing to watch. So, yeah.
That bad.
It's been a while since I've done cringe TV. And geez, I forgot how you have to really desensitize yourself to cringe. Otherwise, it's like, I got pause. I gotta get out of here for a little bit. I gotta get out of here.
It's like a callus, man. You gotta.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
It's like doing weights with soft hands again.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta build up them calluses. Yeah. Otherwise, it's like oof.
Yeah, tender.
Ooh,
I got you.
yeah.
I got you.
That's the show.
Marcus Henry with a 10 says, I love Yaira. My favorite book out of the Riververse so far. Hey, I respect it. While I love Yaira's before, she has completely skyrocketed on my character ranking. Now she's my favorite character easy. See, it's been cool to see that. Seeing you guys and the feedback and seeing kind of how people are like gravitating towards different characters because they're obviously giving it all a shot. We're very early on in our little careers here with this entire universe. So it's cool to see people, people are starting to gravitate towards what they like. Seeing us a lot of love being shown to various characters, and that's pretty cool. Shout out.
Miguel.
There you go. Celtric with a 10 says, I've hanged out, worked with these people. They're very loud and can make you feel isolated, but one thing is for sure. They make it embarrassing to be a nerd. They made nerd culture so unappealing.
Well, they're not nerds.
They're not
they're
actually
fake
nerds, yeah.
Ponies.
Poses.
They're tourists, as we like to call them.
Yes.
Tourists that come in. Look, you had a whole thing about all they talked about was gay. Nothing to do with a nerd. Nothing to do with anything like that, or Star Wars, or how great Star Wars is, or we're bringing this back. It's just gay. Oh, look, I turned Star Wars into me. Ha! That's all they give a shit about. It's identity. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about the franchise. You're meaningless to them.
Yeah. We have Celtric with a 10 says, that's one I just read, excuse me. Wait. Am I missing some of these? Forget Yara give me a Bloodroot statue, says Sheltrick as well. Interesting.
Why not both?
Oh, why not both? Why
I mean,
not both?
I got my Yara statue, so I don't know.
Hell yeah. Joke is disciple with a 5 says 5 on Ingrid. Defendo, what you got? Putting 5 on it. Says Joke is disciple. Thank you. We have, let me go here. Jeremy Wells with a 5. Nearly all entertainment is enthralled by peerless writing. Defendo 99 says, are we in the 2008 of entertainment? Do these studios think they're too big to fail? Well, we're in a new era that I think is going to take getting some used to. And I don't see a return to like, well, can there be another golden age? Perhaps, but it's not going to look like it has in the past. And I think everybody needs to be prepared for that. We have Bearded Gamer. Let me, where am I at? Oh, excuse me. Bearded Gamer says, my Yara books and shirt came in this morning. I'm super excited to read it. Well, I'm looking forward to you.
Should be.
You're gonna love it. Brando, the Jedi with a 5 months. Why would they waste? Look at that. And by the way, I heard you guys, a lot of people on these covers, loving that feedback on that. Mark Evans has become a mainstay with his paintings covers. We're gonna keep doing those, and I know people love that cover B as well. So we want to do more of those right like that because it's a throwback to, some would argue, much better times. And
amen.
I want to make sure that we're taking care of you guys there. So yeah.
I liked it on the Item 2 cover. I liked it then as well, you see.
Hell yeah. Appreciate that, Brando. Fucking boring, says Joker's disciple. He said the thing.
I said the thing.
He did say the thing.
I didn't want to trope myself, but I had to trope myself.
DB with a 2 says, a live stream eulogy for the dead franchises. Do it. I mean, which one are you referring to? Just all of them? Just overall eulogy. Minister Wrong Thing, with a 5. Episode 3. They not only ripped the curtain on the mystery, but they say it's literally gay in the Force.
2 women. Yeah. The Force is gay.
They are really gonna pull a
May the 1977. May the Force be with you. Disney Star Wars. The Force is female. Leslie Headland Star Wars. The Force is gay. That's where we've got. That's the progression of the Force.
Fuck. Unregulated Error with a 5. My local comic shop has the Gay Pride comics displayed on the front counter next to the register.
I'm sure they'll be there for a long time. Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Until the end of the month.
Well, yeah. And then what's going to happen is they're going to give them shits away.
Yeah.
Purchase a comic, get another one.
Yeah.
Please take it off our hands.
Do we have any? Has there been any who we've turned this year? Yeah. Do we know that?
I haven't seen what's happened. That's not to say they haven't turned anybody gay, but I haven't seen anything this year. But we're early on. We're only 5 days into this. There's plenty of gay left, bro. Plenty.
Right. A lot of gay left.
There's plenty of gay left. So Chi with a 2 says they should redo Lando series for Star Wars.
Well, he was gonna get a series, wasn't he? Lando fucking his robot. Remember that? Remember when Lando was fucking his robot, Eric? Star Wars for kids. It's for kids.
Oh man.
That guy was fucking his robot.
Everything is so gay.
Lando the Pando.
I feel phoning number to laugh at her. I feel like phoning a number to laugh. I wouldn't even do that. It's not worth it. You don't want to.
It's not worth the money.
I know data. You don't want to be eating up your data doing any of that shit anyway. Turn to Black with a 5 says, "Ass, we need you to take one for the team and call from a burner phone." He said he don't want to be traced on even his burner.
No.
We need you to wander up for 10 minutes. Think of the comedy. Yeah, bro. I don't know about that.
I'll make sure it pings off a cell tower in the middle of the north fucking sea.
Saudi Arabia or some shit.
Yeah, Riyadh.
Joker's disciple with a 2 says catastrophic.
Come get me.
Catastrophic month. No. Catastrophic year, says Joker's disciple.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Celtic said with a 5. I'm honestly surprised they haven't made Zatanna gay. They made her ugly. Cowards.
Oh, yeah, it's just.
Well, they at least got Constantine. So,
well, at least we got the rippaverse. That's the.
Well, yeah. Constantine's gay. Well, what movie was that they were
bisexual?
But yeah,
which means gay.
Which is gay anyway. I mean,
it was animated, DC animated, wasn't it? He's fucking King Shark.
Fucking shit, bro. Bo Hort with a 2 says, Jesus Christ. Is it a phone line because no one wanted to see it? I think she does RL stuff too. She has in the past, at least. Everybody has a price, I guess. Fantastic Mr. Knox with a 5. Australia says comic books are doing so good, right? Come on, this is funny and sad at the same time. They're really not sending their best. I'm all checked out.
No shit.
I can't blame you.
No shit. They're not sending the best.
Defendo 99 with a 10 says mainstream comics are on the rise. You just have to rotate the chart 90 degrees counterclockwise. That's a good one. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure with a 5 says Mags or T. Franklin. If you had to choose, who would you rather hire? Fucking no. I can't make that decision. Yeah, the answer is no.
The answer is no.
I couldn't possibly make that decision.
Go out of business with dignity.
Yeah, man. I can't answer that. That's an impossible question.
I wonder where Mags's Rebel Moon prequel, dequel comic that even got a Stanley Lau variant cover. I wonder how that sold. Catastrophic month.
Catastrophic month. That's all I can say, man.
Catastrophic. I'm going with catastrophic.
Catastrophic sales, man. Angela Richter with a 10 says, how does EDW square writing My Little Pony for girls and being a sex worker? She should be fired. Well, that's what I was talking about. Like that alone would just it's not to say, I guess, that you can't be a sex worker and write comics. I guess you can for sure. But I think that's a little bit in poor taste for the same reason you wouldn't want like a teacher or some sort being into that weird shit. It's just not good. Poor taste. So I don't know how they square it away or if they're squaring it away at all. Because any day now.
Well, it's got to be contracted, so they've still got the contract, so that's why they can do it. But T. Franklin, after that went up, would be immediately fired in my book. Immediately. I don't even know if they're still writing it, because obviously they're on a fucking pony. But, yeah. Shout out Elton John.
High Dice with a 5 says, I heard this is where you donate to stop Elton John from stigmatizing AIDS.
Yes.
Come on, bro. Stop it. This is the proper place. You've come to the right place.
Yes, sir.
We are trying to stop Elton John from stigmatizing AIDS.
Yes. Tim, come on.
Yeah,
on the show.
Yaira is her, says Marcus Henry with a 2. Got some little chili emojis. I love it. Elaney, of Hyrule with a 10 says, got the socials for my brand new online book club. It's at Elaney's book club across all social media, except X, which is Elaney BC. First book is The Hobbit live reading on Saturday at noon. Well, shout out. Hell Chat, Hell Rippaverse, and Ass. Shout out. Cool little book club. I like that idea. Stephen with being a member for a month says, what up, Black Stan Lee, Black Walt Disney, and Microwave T ass.
Get him out of here. Get him fucking out of here. Get him. Get out of here.
Aiken with a 7. 99 from Australia says Yaira 4 cover C arrived. It's too good to touch. Man, that thing is clean, bro.
Beautiful. When you see it, it's really nice. Yeah, it's embossed.
Yeah, says too good to touch. When cover A arrives on my mom, I'll be reading it with a vengeance. I can't wait. Good day from Oz. Yes, we are getting those orders out quick. We are already through day 2. So they're going fast. We have Jeremy with a 5 says the Pride comics at the store are going straight from register display to the bargain bin. It's not the trash bin.
I think the trash bin.
Perhaps.
I don't think you can even give them away, to be honest with you.
Cal Yath with a 2 says, are the sales exist for the message? Not so far. Well, they're not getting sales for the message, that's for sure. Well,
Mr. Blackrock wasn't a happy man, was he?
They're not getting a return. That's the key. That's the key, though. I mean, I totally understand where people early on, were emphasizing it between the BlackRock stuff, the Vanguard, and ESGs. But I think people sleep on, they got a lot of fucking money, quite literally trillions.
Trillions, yes.
But they're still in the business of making money. And I do think that they were under the impression that shit was going to have a return. But because you got to remember, it was about forcing behaviors. So they were operating under the pretense that, well, you guys are going to take it either way that it went.
They wanted you to take it all right.
They wanted you to take it all right. That's for sure. But I think they didn't account for people just fucking walking away from this shit. And they are.
And yet here we are.
Yeah, here we are. Here we are. Many are. So that's why they're not happy, because they were still expecting a return. They just thought that they could just churn out whatever the fuck. And people were going to be all over it. And they're finding out the hard way. Yaira cover A equals Vince McMahon. Cover B, C, and D equals hot female wrestlers' hair. Just saying, other covers are hot. Wow. But cover A is fire. Okay?
Shout out Kanan.
Kanan, I mean, he's the best.
Kanan Black.
Kanan Black. We'll call him that. Kanan White is black. so kind of works out.
Kanan Black is white.
Kanan Black is white. Whoever Kanan White is alternate universe tokenized Kanan, who is Kanan Black, and he's actually white.
Yes, sir.
Oh man, we don't do multiverses, thankfully, here, so you don't have to wait on Eric June, owner of whatever. As what else you got going on this week, man?
Tomorrow, Friday Night Tights, Maul is coming on. We're going to be discussing the Acolyte, and I will tomorrow have my Acolyte videos up for you. I was going to be off tomorrow. I was going to be doing a whole day with my friend. I've had to cancel, much to my disappointment, to get this Acolyte shit up. Other than that, Real BBC on Tuesday is going to be on my channel, and Graham Nolan will be there, and maybe Chuck Dixon as well.
Woo!
Going to be discussing some Joel Frankenstein Tree.
Yes, Joel Frankenstein.
And hopefully get you guys a little bit interested in that. Sunday, afternoon tea with us. Sunday fun day. And I think it might just... I don't know what's going to happen with Sunday fun day because, of course, the Dallas thing going on. So we'll see.
Yeah, a lot of us will be out here partying it up. So,
yep. And then we're going to Silverback next week here.
Yeah, on your channel.
Yes.
We will be there. So, yes, this weekend, Saturday, Boozy Bird, we will be there starting at 7 p.m. Be sure to RSVP. If you want to come hang out with us, see myself, rest of the Rippaverse team, as well as some awesome guests from Neurotic on to the again, we got side scrollers in the building, Craig, we got Melly Mac, everybody's there, Gary, everybody. So come show love, G&G team. Everybody's gonna be there. So come show us love. We want to meet you. We will have a lot of Yaira stuff. We will have a lot of Rippaverse stuff. So if you do want to purchase that, I'm signing whatever. I'll be there the entire time. So come through, show some love. It's gonna be a fun time. But other than that, thank you guys for the support. We're working on getting these orders out. Please keep sending your reviews. Please keep giving us feedback. We will be doing a spoiler talk. Hopefully, Az will be part of that as well. We want them to be.
Yes, sir.
Spoiler talk sometime. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see when.
Maybe next week's show.
Maybe next week. Maybe next week's show. That could be a possible thing. It just depends on how fast we're getting the orders out. These guys are moving quick, guys. So it is very well possible that could be the time. We just want to
I've
make
had 2 deliveries so far, man.
Yeah, exactly. So, we're moving quick. So we probably are going to be through them at some point next week. It's just a matter of when that's going to be. And then right after that, myself, the Saskas, we'll get some cool guests, and we're going to sit here and shoot the shit about Yaira in the book. And I'm excited. I wish I would have updated the favorite part shirt to put Yaira on it, because right now it just has Isom and Brian from Alpha Core. But
why not? I mean, it's a design thing.
Yeah.
Just go.
True. Just go for it. We can't just do it. That's very true. But we will be talking about our favorite parts at that point sometime, maybe hopefully next week. But thanks to you guys for hanging out with us on Ribbon and Silverback. We'll see you next week on Az's channel. Till next time, y'all be easy. And peace out.
Ah.